So my sister floated 30 feet in the air and died, and the only thing I can say is we are giga cooked. I'm Jake, 18. Back in 1963, I was 16, and my sister Riley was 16 too, twin sisters actually. She was the quiet one, the piano prodigy. I was the one who got suspended for fake IDs. We lived in a small Ohio town called Greenfield. Cornfields, church basements, and a general store that sold penny candy. It was boring until the day Riley became a human balloon. It happened outside our high school. She was standing with her friends, laughing about some teacher's toupee. I was 20 feet away, tossing a football with my buddy. Then she screamed. Not a scared scream, but a surprised one, and her feet left the ground. She went up like a helium balloon, slow at first, then faster. Her arms flailed. Her skirt flew up. She reached 30 feet, paused, hung there for a few seconds, and then dropped like a sack of potatoes. She hit the concrete. I heard her ribs crack. I ran to her, but she was already unconscious. Her friends were frozen. Teachers ran out. Someone called an ambulance. She died 2 hours later in the hospital. Internal bleeding, shattered pelvis. The doctor said it was impossible, like she'd fallen from a third-story window. But here's the thing, nobody pushed her, nobody pulled her. There was no wind, the sky was clear. The weather report said 5 mph breeze. You need 110 pH to lift a person. I know because I asked. The police called it a freak meteorological event. The weatherman said that was nonsense. The school closed for a week. Everyone said it was a miracle, a curse, a sign from God. But I knew better, because Riley had been acting weird for 2 weeks before that day. She kept waking up at 3:03 a.m., same time every night, and standing in front of our father's tape recorder, pressing play, listening to something I couldn't hear. I never asked her what she was listening to. I thought it was just insomnia. I was wrong. And now she's dead, and the only thing I have is that tape recorder and a crack in the kitchen window that I swear wasn't there before. Hold up. Why didn't I just throw it away? Because every time I try, the reel starts spinning on its own. And I hear her voice, but it's not her voice. It's someone else speaking in a language I don't recognize. I'm not okay. The first week after the funeral, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the moment in my head, her rising, her pause, her fall. I went to the spot with a measuring tape, 30 feet exactly. I checked the ground, no marks, no suction, no sign of anything. I interviewed her friends. They all said the same thing. She was laughing, then she screamed, then she was in the sky. One girl, Linda, said she saw a shadow on the ground, not Riley's shadow, but a larger one, like a second person standing underneath her. But there was no one else there. I didn't tell the police. They'd already closed the case. So I started digging on my own. I went to the county library and looked up old newspapers. Any unexplained. Levitation in the area. Nothing. I asked my father about the tape recorder. He said Riley had borrowed it a month ago to record her piano practice. But when I played the reel, there was no piano, just static, and a voice whispering numbers. 303, 303 over and over. I called my uncle, a ham radio enthusiast. He said the numbers might be a frequency, a signal from somewhere. He tried to decode it, but the reel was too warped. He said, you need the original tape, not a copy. I didn't have the original. Riley had hidden it somewhere. I searched her room. Under her mattress, I found a diary, not a normal diary, but a notebook filled with coordinates and dates. The dates all ended in 303, a time, not a date. She had written, they are here. They are waiting. They need a body to land. I didn't understand what that meant, but I felt cold. That night, I sat in my room staring at the tape recorder. I pressed play. The static started, then the voice, clear now in English. The girl is ready. We are coming. The window opens at 3:03. I checked the clock. It was 3:03 a.m. exactly. The tape ended. I ran to Riley's room. Her window was open, the same window that had been closed when I checked an hour before. I closed it, locked it, and went to bed. But I couldn't sleep, because I knew whatever happened to Riley wasn't natural, and it wasn't finished. The second week, I decided to get serious. I went to the local radio station and asked them to scan for any anomalous frequencies. They laughed. I went to the university physics department. They said levitation is impossible without a magnetic field, and there was no magnetic field that day. I went to a medium. She said Riley was taken by something that was already here, something that had been watching the town for years. I didn't believe her. But then I found something that changed everything. I was cleaning out Riley's closet and found a shoebox filled with old Polaroids. In every photo, Riley was smiling, but in the background, behind her, there was always a faint silhouette, like a person standing just out of frame. The silhouette had no face, just a dark shape. In the last photo, taken the day before she died, the silhouette was directly behind her, with its hand on her shoulder. And in that photo, Riley's expression wasn't smiling, it was terrified. I showed the photos to my father. He turned pale. He said, "That's the same shape I saw in my dreams when I was a kid." He admitted that he, too, had seen that shadow when he was 16, exactly 30 years before. Riley. He had woken up at 3:03 a.m., felt a cold hand on his back, and then he forgot everything. He didn't float, but he felt the pull. He said, "I think it was waiting for someone else. And it chose her. I didn't know what to do. I tried to burn the photos. They wouldn't burn. The fire wouldn't catch. I tried to throw the tape recorder away. It came back. I found it on my bed the next morning, with the reels spinning, playing the static." That night I sat in Riley's room. At 3:03 a.m. with the recorder on, the voice came again, but this time it said my name. "Jake, you are the next window." I looked at the window. It was open again, even though I had locked it. A cold breeze entered, and I felt something grab my ankle, not a hand, but a suction like being pulled upward. I grabbed the bedpost and held on. The pulling grew stronger. I screamed for my father. He ran in, saw me floating a few inches off the floor, and grabbed my other hand. Together we pulled me back down. We didn't sleep that night. We sat in the kitchen staring at the window, and we knew the thing wasn't done. It had taken Riley. Now it wanted me, and no one could stop it, because we didn't even know what it was. The third week, I decided to fight back. I recorded myself at 3:03 a.m., not asking questions, but commanding, "Leave us alone. I am not a window." The static on the tape turned into a high-pitched whine, then silence. I thought I had won, but the next day, I found Riley's diary open on my desk. A page I had missed, the final entry dated the day she died. She wrote, "They are not coming to take me. They are coming to borrow me. I will go up, and when I fall, I will be empty. But my body will be a key, and then they will unlock the door." Lock. I didn't understand, so I went to the church, the same church where her funeral was held. I asked the priest if he had ever seen something like that. He said, "Yes. In 1933, a girl named Mary went up the same way. She survived, but she never spoke again. She said she saw a door in the sky, a door that was always there but invisible, and she knew that the door would open someday for someone who was willing to look. I didn't know if that was true, but it gave me a strange peace. Riley didn't just float, she looked. She saw the door, and she opened it, but not for herself. For whatever came after, I stopped fighting the pull. I started waiting. Every night at 3:03, I sit in her room with the tape recorder playing the static. I don't hear the voice anymore, but I feel the tug. Gentle now, like a hand reaching for mine. And I know that one day I will let go. Not because I want to, but because that's what she did, and she wasn't afraid. She just didn't want to be alone. So I keep the recorder. I keep the diary. I keep the window unlocked because the door is still there, and when it opens again, I want to be ready. Not as a victim, but as the one who closes it. But I don't know if I can close it. I don't even know if I should. She wasn't lifted. She was chosen, and I'm next in line.